Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Environmental Inquirer. I'm Morgan Freeman, and today we'll be exploring the validity of large-scale switches to organic agriculture as a means to create food security in our world, today and in the future. Now, what exactly does the word organic even mean? Organic, in the basis sense of the term, means literally of an organism or living entity. When applied to agriculture, however, it refers to a form of farming relying on such techniques as crop rotation, compost, green manure, and biological pest control to maintain the land and productivity. Organic farming does not include the use of hormones, antibiotics, pesticides, additives, or genetically modified organisms. This might seem like a simple and feasible concept, but with today's technology and markets, we face the issue of quantity versus quality. Large surpluses and extremely low prices have made it difficult for farmers to compete without using conventional methods. Agriculture has become high-tech and large-scale, but is bigger always better? Conventional methods might produce more now, but is our food really secure? Organic food seems great, but can it keep up with our growing needs today? Let's check in with our field reporter Trey Nordone to find out more.
I'm here at the University of Georgia Student Learning Center to meet a student named Brittany Northcutt who's going to tell me a little bit more about organic agriculture and its sustainability. Hey Brittany, thanks a lot for seeing me today.
Hi, no
I appreciate your
problem.
time. So tell me, is organic farming a good alternative for us to find more food security in our world today?
Well, the CEO of Monsanto says that commercial industrial technologies are not inherently sustainable.
Wow, that's huge. And actually, just to clarify, Monsanto is a very large agribusiness company who's, large in the area of genetically modified organisms, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
And ever since the Green Revolution, which started roughly 30 years ago, there has been a significant loss in topsoil and the salinity of soil as a result of irrigation, and also the dependence on petrochemicals has made sustainability completely out of the question.
So, as I understand, conventional methods can be a lot more detrimental to the environment than organic methods.
Yes, as I said before, conventional methods lead to much erosion of topsoil and nitrogen deficiency, and also the fertility of plants.
And that erosion and infertility is caused by irrigation methods and chemical pesticides, correct?
Yes, the fertilizer runoff actually enters our river systems and can cause such things as destructive algae blooms, which in turn can threaten our drinking water supply.
Wow, that's scary. Now, I understand that millions of tons of manure is produced by our beef industry. Is there any way we could use that as a fertilizer?
Yes, actually there is. By using organic methods, we could actually consolidate livestock and crop production by recycling valuable byproducts, which in turn will have the prevention of them spilling into our waterways.
Oh, so pretty much kill two birds with one stone there.
Yes.
That's neat. On a different note, can these organic methods be implemented successfully in third world and developing countries?
Yes, we actually can and have implemented these methods in many third world countries. A program was actually implemented in Eastern Africa, and the crop yields have increased by 116% since the year of 2004, which eventually will enable them to feed millions of people.
So what you're saying is it's actually beneficial for these countries not to use the biotechnology we've developed?
Yes, I would definitely have to agree with that, because biotechnology used in the conventional methods is really not available for many of the third world countries today.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They can't afford it, so they shouldn't use it anyway.
Yeah.
So from my perspective as a consumer, who's eating the produce that we're deciding on with the conventional organic methods.
Mm-hmm.
The organic methods would definitely be safer for me to consume, just in general.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Crop yields will definitely remain comparable to conventional
Mhm.
methods, if not higher, and we will also eliminate the risk of ingesting harmful chemicals.
So yeah, this definitely seems like a pretty secure and safe method for us to switch to.
Yes, for sure.
Well, that pretty much covers it. Thank you so much for your time. It was
Thank
very
you.
enlightening.
Organic food certainly does seem to have some benefits. Fruits that are organic usually have 40% more antioxidants than non-organic fruits, and apples are usually covered in pesticides if grown in conventional methods. As for meat, cows raised conventionally are fed corn, which leads to a large amount of E. coli in their systems. Chickens raised conventionally are usually kept in harsh conditions, and their accelerating growth makes their legs collapse beneath them. Organic food might be slightly more expensive, but we have to ask ourselves what price we might be paying if we don't choose organic. From this angle, the organic route looks pretty good. But let's go back to Trey Nordone to see if maybe there's another side to the story.
Hey, Kristen, thanks for seeing me today.
Oh, hey, no
Appreciate your
problem.
time. So let's jump right into it. Would organic farming make our food supply more secure?
Absolutely not. Organic farming would not increase our food security at all. It actually has a negative impact on the environment as well as third world countries.
That's very interesting. So a lot of people argue that the practices in commercial farming is not very environmentally friendly, and that organic farming would be. What do you say to that?
I say that's not true at all, because although organic farming seems like it's more environmental friendly because of the whole natural use of pesticides and herbicides, it actually involves more land clearing because you need to rotate your crops
That's
more.
interesting.
Yeah, and it
Never thought of it that
also
way.
it reduces biodiversity a lot more than regular farming does today.
Wow, because it's more concentrated today, so I suppose. Another argument that you might face with conventional methods of farming is that all the overproduction and the large yields are flooding international markets with cheap produce, and that other farmers are going out of business because they just can't compete with all this mass production that we're making. How couldn't organic farming aid them perhaps in producing food in their own countries and having job security?
Well, although organic farming does increase crops, it doesn't increase them initially. So, say for instance you go to a third world country and you start doing organic, switching from regular agriculture to organic, you're actually going to reduce your crop yield by 50% in the first few
50?
years. Yes, 50%. And struggling countries can't survive that. So it's just really rough to switch from regular agriculture to organic.
That's a very good point. Also, aside from environmentally and economically, a lot of people are concerned that the food we're ingesting has all these pesticides, herbicides, genetically modified. Is that, safe for us? Should we switch to organic farming to maybe make our food a little more edible?
Although pesticides and herbicides have had their trouble in the past, it's actually safer for us to consume these, because if we use natural herbicides and pesticides as organic farmers do, we're opening ourselves up to a huge risk for devastating crop losses if there's a disease or a certain pest that develops. And I feel like starvation is a lot worse than consuming a few pesticides.
That's a very good point. Thank you for your time today, Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
Great talking to you.
Well, there you have it. There certainly are some detriments to switching to organic. It would definitely be a gradual process, and one that some might think is just too risky. So which method's better? It certainly depends. Both arguments have been presented to you, and both have their pros and cons. It's up to you to decide which is better and implement policy in the future to make your choice heard around the world. Thank you for watching this episode of the Environmental Inquirer. We hope you tune in next time.